Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, and let us begin with our top story. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob have announced 5 initiatives to assist those who have been greatly affected by the flash flood. This includes cash assistance for essential amenities, discounts for replacement of vehicle parts to reconstruction of house if it has been totally damaged by the flood. Some are already implemented, such as the Bantuan Wang Ehsan BWI, which has benefited about 20,000 heads of household, while others will be implemented starting January 2022.
Kerajaan juga akan menyediakan bantuan tunai sehingga RM5,000 bagi setiap keluarga untuk kerja-kerja pembaikan rumah kepada mangsa banjir yang mengalami kerosakan yang tidak serius. Walau bagaimanapun, bagi kerosakan serius, kerajaan sendiri akan menguruskan baik pulih rumah dengan kos sehingga RM15,000. Manakala bagi rumah yang musnah dan tidak boleh diduduki, kerajaan akan membantu sehingga kos RM56,000 setiap unit rumah yang dibina baru.
Ismail Sabri disclosed that cash assistance to each heads of household can accumulate to RM10,000, discarding the need for flood victims to withdraw from their KWSP accounts. For those who had their homes destroyed, they can enjoy of up to RM61,000 worth of assistance, which includes the reconstruction of their houses. This also includes the cash assistance given for victims to buy anything they deemed as their essential.
Memandangkan banyak sukarelawan serta NGO telah memberikan sumbangan peralatan kepada mangsa dan untuk mengelakkan pertindihan, kerajaan bersetuju untuk memberikan wang tunai sebanyak RM2,500 khusus untuk pembelian barangan keperluan mengikut kesesuaian masing-masing. Pemberian ini adalah khas untuk mereka yang mengalami kerosakan barangan akibat banjir. Saya faham dan sedar bahawa banyak kenderaan yang rosak teruk akibat musibah banjir yang menjejaskan bukan hanya dari segi pergerakan tetapi juga punca pendapatan. Bagi pemilik Pro 2 dan Proton yang terkesan, syarikat ini menawarkan pengecualian bayaran perkhidmatan tunda kenderaan dan upah baik pulih di samping diskaun 50% ke atas alat ganti. Manakala syarikat lain pula menyediakan perkhidmatan tunda kenderaan secara percuma dan diskaun sekurang-kurangnya 25% ke atas alat ganti dan upah baik pulih di pusat servis yang berdaftar. Bagi pemilik kenderaan yang rosak akibat banjir, kerajaan turut menyediakan voucher tunai sebanyak RM1,000 bagi tujuan pembaikan atau pembelian semua kenderaan yang terkesan termasuk lori, kereta, motosikal dan lain-lain.
Flood victims will also be given a cash assistance of RM500 for them to purchase electrical appliances via online or at physical stores that are recognized by the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources. This initiative will begin on January 7, 2022. Ismail Sabri also disclosed the total fatalities caused by the floods, which stands at 48 deaths, and expressed his condolences to these affected families for their loss. Now, the Malaysian government aims to fast-track the recovery of its economy as it poised to be back on track in setting a long-term national economic plan with the mobilization of several important themes, said Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob. These include empowering the digital economy as demanded by the current reality, he said in his special New Year's message today.
Dengan pelaksanaan pelbagai inisiatif yang telah diumumkan di dalam dokumen Rancangan Malaysia ke-12 dan Bajet 2022 untuk memastikan ketahanan ekonomi dan kesejahteraan keluarga Malaysia. Ke arah itu, antara tumpuan utama kerajaan pada tahun 2022 adalah untuk mewujudkan sekurang-kurangnya 600,000 peluang pekerjaan baru di samping pemulihan segera sektor perusahaan mikro, kecil dan sederhana atau PMKS. Tahun 2022 juga adalah tahun untuk Malaysia kembali ke landasan bagi menetapkan Pelan Ekonomi Negara Jangka Masa Panjang. Beberapa tema mustahak perlu digerakkan pada tahun 2022. Antaranya ialah pemerkasaan ekonomi digital sejajar dengan tuntutan realiti semasa. Atas kesedaran sama tentang perlunya mengadaptasi kepada keperluan kini dan masa depan, Malaysia juga telah memberikan komitmen bagi mencapai status carbon neutral nation pada tahun 2050.
Ismail Sabri said, for example, in terms of job creation, Malaysia needs to be ready to create an ecosystem that is capable of generating activities and a job market in line with an economy and society that are ESG friendly. The ESG aspiration will also need the government to be brave to create a conducive policy and incentive framework. The government will step up the economic recovery in 2022 with the implementation of various initiatives which had been announced in the 12th Malaysia Plan 12 MP and Budget 2022 to ensure the resiliency of the economy and the prosperity of Keluarga Malaysia. The government will also focus on creating at least 600,000 jobs and fast-track the recovery of micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. Right, on to the next news. It has been a long journey for Datuk Seri Dr. Sim Koi Hian, who marked his 10 years in politics. He is now following his father's footsteps. The doctor-turned-politician was recently appointed as the third Deputy Chief Minister, while also helming his previous ministerial post as the Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government. Sim took to his Facebook page to express his gratitude and is ready to give better service to the people. In the post, he recalled the time when his father, the late Tan Sri Dato' Amar Sim Keng Hong, was first appointed as the Minister for Local Government in 1970, followed by his Deputy Chief Minister post in 1974 under the governance of Tun Datuk Patinggi Abdul Rahman Yaakob and later Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud. He also finds it incredulous how his current office in Wisma Bapa Malaysia is the same office when his father was serving as a minister in Sarawak. Although they had different paths at the beginning, as his father was a hard-working contractor and timber merchant, before being involved in politics, life he described as a destiny determined by a greater power, and it would need a strong support and belief system, both internally and externally, so that it can manifest to become good things that can benefit the people. The road accident statistics for the year 2020 in Sarawak involved mostly motorcyclists, where 430 cases were recorded, while accidents involving a four-wheeled vehicles recorded 199 cases for the same time frame.
Based on our statistics from our statistics department, the vehicle state has increased, especially to a number of motorcycles from 552,000 in 2010 to 875,000 in 2020. So there is actually like almost 25% or 30% increase in the number of motorcycles. And this is rightly so because it is very convenient for us, for young people to use motorbikes.
Jerip stressed that although road safety awareness is prevalent among the people, it shouldn't be treated with complacency. During the road safety program in Siburan, Jerip handed over a total of 350 safety helmets and safety jackets to motorcyclists in the area. Now, Sarawak will be better with the new cabinet lineup, as the state's development agenda is the main focus for the cabinet by performing their duties and expediting the plans towards a developed state. Sarawak Assistant Minister of Transport Datuk Dr. Jerip Susil believes that the master plan executed last year, as well as programs, could be carried out smoothly among the transportation sector in Sarawak.
Dan ini adalah suatu tanda yang baik di mana kita ingin kesinambungan dari program-program yang kita telah mengadakan dalam kementerian ini, dan kami bersama dengan staf saya di kementerian dan bersama dengan menteri iaitu Datuk Seri Lee Kim Chin akan melaksanakan program-program yang telah kita rancang pada awal dulu tahun 2020-2021. Dan dengan adanya peruntukan yang baru ini, kita yakin bahawa kita dapat melancangkan apa yang kita mencapai dari segi hala tuju pengangkutan sebagai suatu elemen catalyst kepada pembangunan negeri Sarawak. Okey.
Earlier on Thursday, Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg announced his new line of cabinet, comprising of 10 ministers and 26 assistant ministers. The newly appointed Assistant Minister of Public Health, Local Government and Housing, Michael Tiang, is devoted to serve under the State Cabinet, with the great competence and the betterment of Sarawak and the opportunity to bring a new perspective in serving to the people in Palawan. Michael also added that he will ensure that the new manifesto set will run smoothly to bring more success and developments to come.
So all these new opportunity, new platform really humble me, really give me a new perspective in achieving the goal that I have given myself to achieve for New Palawan.
He also expresses gratitude to Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg and SUPP President Datuk Sri Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian for entrusting him with the position. He stressed that Palawan residents have also contributed to his appointment as Assistant Minister for giving the mandate to him.
I also like to thank my party president, Datuk Sri Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, and my party for giving me chance to stand as a candidate and won Palawan, and now I've been appointed as the Assistant Minister. And since my ministry is about public health, and that I'm very excited to continue to assist in our state in fighting against COVID-19 pandemic, which is definitely not over yet.
At the same time, Michael vows to continue his service to the people with full dedication for the rights and well-being of Sarawak. Now, the year 2021 has brought Malaysians a tumultuous time and challenges, which was brought not only by the emergence of the Omicron variant, but also the current flash flood situation, leaving most in devastation. However, the community have been called upon to maintain the spirit of racial unity and selflessness as we brace ourselves for an exciting new year. Dudong Assemblyman Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing hopes that Malaysia would experience less turbulence in 2022 and advised Malaysians to not lose hope in ensuring a smooth sailing year. As with the spirit of unity, the nation will be able to face all challenges and get through the ordeal without fear. In addition, he expresses his gratitude to fellow frontliners who have assisted during the flood situation in providing a safe zone for the locals while also being persistent despite rough times, setting an example for other communities. Commenting further, Tiong also added that the emergence of the Omicron variant will definitely be a daunting challenge of the pandemic encounter. However, he hopes that all parties would stay strong to win the long war against the pandemic. During the 12th Sarawak state election, Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing won the Dudong seat under the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS coalition with 9,390 votes. Now, Kedup Assemblyman Martin Ben was pleasantly surprised when his name was announced to be the Assistant Minister for Modern Agriculture and Regional Development. Although he has yet to be informed of his scope of work, he believes that with the support of capable officers in the ministry, they will all work together to push forward the agriculture industry to be a main exporter of produce by 2030.
As part of the government, I think we will try our best to deliver the promises in the 2021 PRN 12. We'll do our best to achieve all the promises in the manifesto to the state of Sarawak, so that we hopefully by 2030 we can achieve the develop a state status by then. Yeah, that is my goal. That is the goal of the government, and I will do my best to help achieve it.
For his constituency, Martin stated that there's a lot of work to be done to fulfill the promises he made to develop the constituency further.
Well, yes, for the Kawasan, we also promise many things. One of the three major things that I want to achieve, and then with the help of the government machinery and agency, I believe we can achieve it substantially. Yeah. One is the internet and broadband coverage for the area. Yeah. Secondly, we hope that we can improve the debilitated schools in the area. Yeah, in Kadab. Yeah, to have better facilities for our children to use. Yeah, in school. Of course, that comes with the internet too, for studying and learning. Yeah, and the third one is to really push for the agriculture, the commercialization of agriculture in the area. Yeah, so that people will look at agriculture from a commercial perspective. Yeah, to provide quality products and increase of productivity from their land.
Martin also wished Sarawakians a healthy and prosperous new year while celebrating it in a safe and moderate manner. Previously, Martin won the 12th state election with a majority of 3,566 votes against Dominic Dado Sagin representing PSB, DAP candidate Larry Jabul, and Stephen Morgan Sungan from PBK. Welcome back. Now, the Royal Malaysian Police Force PDRM will be increasing the amount of patrols and SOP monitoring as the curtain calls for 2021. This is to control the spread of the COVID-19 virus, especially when all states in Malaysia have transitioned into the fourth phase of the National Recovery Plan, NRP. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Ekrel Sani Abdullah Sani said all police personnel are deployed to locations that are considered a hotspot for gatherings. He then called upon the public to work hand in hand as the spread of COVID-19 can be prevented by playing their roles. Right. Healthcare workers have been reminded to look out for one another just as much as they care for their patients in encountering further tough weeks ahead. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said it is essential to use common sense and take all precautionary public health and social measures. In a posting on his social media account today, Dr. Noor Hisham added that the nation was forever indebted to healthcare workers and their sacrifices, as 2021 has been a challenging year for them, especially for those individuals working day and night in ensuring the Rakyat's health and well-being. On to the next news. Consumers will be able to purchase 4 basic food items at a lower price starting tomorrow until February 4. The items, namely chicken, eggs, choy sum, and long beans. Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs KPDN HEP Enforcement Director Azman Adam said these 4 items were involved in the calibration of the prices as a measure to stabilize the price of goods under the Malaysian Family Maximum Price Scheme SHMKM. Azman said a total of 25,897 business premises nationwide were inspected under scheme, resulting in 85 cases with compound worth 20,000 ringgit as of yesterday. Under the Ops Back to School BTS, inspections and monitoring were focused on ensuring that traders did not increase the price of school supplies arbitrarily and complied with the price control rules set. In the meantime, based on the ministry's monitoring, the price of goods in the flood-hit states are stable and no complaints of price hike were received thus far. However, there was a temporary shortage in supply due to logistic issues. Now, as mentioned earlier, Sarawak and Kelantan has been allowed to transition to Phase 4 of the National Recovery Plan NRP on Monday. And this was agreed by the government following the decline of COVID-19 cases and as a starting point to revive sick sectors, said Senior Defence Minister Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein. He said this decision was taken based on the current risk assessment undertaken by the Health Ministry and National Security Council, and the exit of these 2 states from Phase 3 means that all states in the country will be in Phase 4, the final phase of the PPN. Nevertheless, Hishamuddin urged the people not to be complacent as COVID-19 is still a threat to their safety and health, especially with the emergence of the Omicron variant. Welcome back to TVS Nightline. Now, onto some global updates. President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, will be speaking with Russia's President, Vladimir Putin, in response to Russia's military buildup located at Ukraine's border. He had also spoken with leaders across European countries about the situation, as well as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, the European Union, and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE.
The meeting with Putin, I was very straightforward. There were no minced words. It was polite, but I made it very clear. If in fact he invades Ukraine, there will be severe consequences. Severe consequences. Economic consequences like none he's ever seen or ever have been seen. But the idea the United States is going to unilaterally use force to confront Russia invading Ukraine is not in the cards right now. But what will happen is there will be severe consequences that will have.
Moscow has alarmed the West by massing tens of thousands of troops near Ukraine in the past 2 months, following the seizure of Ukraine's Crimea Peninsula in 2014. U.S. officials have also held numerous consultations with their counterparts, including those from Eastern Flank countries bilaterally and in the B9 format, as well as Ukraine.
Look, here's the deal. I've made it absolutely clear to President Putin, it's the last thing I'll say, that if he moves on Ukraine, the economic consequences for his economy are going to be devastating. Devastating, number one. Number two, we will find it required that we'll have to send more American and NATO troops into the eastern flank, the B9, all those NATO countries where we have a sacred obligation to defend them against any attack by Russia. And number three, the impact of all of that on Russia and its attitude, the rest of the world's view of Russia, would change markedly. He'll pay a terrible price. And so it's, and we are going to continue to provide for, and we have and continue to provide for, the defense capacities for the Ukrainian people. Thank you so much.
Biden and Putin is slated to meet on January 10, 2022. They will discuss a range of topics, including the upcoming diplomatic engagements with Russia. Russia and NATO are also likely to hold a meeting on January 12th, while a broader meeting with Moscow, Washington, and other European countries is set for January 13, 2022. Now, the past years definitely was filled with trials and tribulations with the ongoing pandemic and now the current flood situation, putting every party to the test. As such, many are calling out to communities to look forward and at the same time strengthening their unity in hopes of a better future. Here's what Sarawakians envision for the new year.
Hai, Assalamualaikum, kami Elia. First of all, Elia mengucapkan selamat tahun baru kepada anda semua. Dan untuk azam 2022, semua orang ada azam masing-masing dan semua orang ada impian masing-masing. Bagi Elia ingin lebih lagi berjaya, diberikan kesihatan yang baik-baik, dimurahkan rezeki. Dan untuk Sarawak, Elia doakan semoga negeri Sarawak tu dihindari daripada sebarang bencana apa yang kita nanggar dekat TV apa semua, nak kita di Sarawak tu dihindarilah daripada segala bencana itu. Dan juga semoga virus-virus COVID-19 Omicron dan seangkatan dengannya nyah dari muka bumi tu lah. Amin, amin. Happy New Year.
Hai, kami Yit ingin mengucapkan selamat tahun baru kepada kita orang semua. Harap kita orang semua berada dalam keadaan yang sihat-sihat ya. Dan sebagai generasi muda, kami berharap kita semua dapat terus kekal bersatu padu, hidup dalam penuh kepelbagaian di negeri tercinta kita tu. And silupa juga kami harap Sarawak akan terus maju dari segi dunia hiburan supaya kita pun budaya di negeri itu dapat ditayangkan ke pentas dunia. InsyaAllah. Okay, once again, Happy New Year.
Hi guys, I'm wishing all of you a Happy New Year 2022. May this 2022 will bring you joy, happiness and prosperity with a good wealth and also health. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and also we're hoping for the best for our state government of Sarawak. This year, my resolution is to be someone better, and also I'm looking forward what 2022 have in store for me. So I'm ready to move in 2022, moving forward.
My hopes for the new year is I hope that the pandemic will be more under control as it has taken a toll for our physical and mental health. And I hope to be more productive this year, as I think last year has been a very bleak. I hope to be more productive and I hope to be more motivated, and I hope that for the new year, the people that has been demotivated will find a resolution for everyone, especially for those who will find online learning to be quite challenging. As for myself, to keep striving better in online.
And that's all the time we have for tonight's TVS Nightline. And once again, before I go, Happy New Year to everybody watching. And thank you so much for your support towards TVS for the past 1 year. And we hope to be able to entertain you through our news and, of course, our programs that we broadcast right here on TVS. Till then, my name is Muhammad Yusuf. Happy New Year and good night.